Okay, y'all should be audible. Music should be audible. Should be audible. Yeah, there it is. And you can see my OBS, but that happens sometimes when I'm figuring this shit out because it's on the wrong screen. But here we go. Hello, anyone who happens to tune in for this. We're here for a little bit more Lancer practice with my good friends Saris and Vaughn. How y'all doing today, folks? Talking to you two. Do we
I'm
not
doing pretty
currently have
good.
anyone in chat?
Yeah, pretty good.
Heck yeah. Well, we're not. I don't think there's gonna be too much preamble. We already uploaded after level up last time, and yeah, I think we're probably just gonna get right back into it. Any questions before we start? Anything you want to go over? Any combat stuff, character stuff, yeah, like I said, any questions regarding Lancer or the character or the story or anything like that?
Not currently. I'm just pulling up my little handy dandy guide right here.
I might need to let's see if I can turn you up a little bit. So yeah, there we go. Well, with no real questions and without, any further ado, I'll pull us into the place where we're going to be doing a combat test today. Activate. Yeah. That's what you have to do on Foundry, is like you have to go to the specific page that you're doing things on, and then you have to activate it, and it's like a whole thing. It's very silly.
Shit.
Alrighty. So, I guess without too much preamble or anything like that, no real questions. I did this last time, so it's gonna kind of be relating to it this time, in that I struggle to do even like combat tests if there isn't at least a little bit of a narrative hook. So we're gonna start you off with that. If you wouldn't mind, Sarah, if you have anything, would you mind giving us a brief description of what like Scrapper's workshop would look like, where we would find them?
I'm gonna be real. It's not something I've actually thought about.
Yeah. Like I said, if you can, no worries if not. I think we can loosely assume that they have one, right?
They do have one, yeah.
Yeah. So, without too much description, we find Scrapper in their mechanic, a garage, an old airline hangar, something like that, something along those lines, where you've posted up, where you've been almost like a car shop, been working on the mech, going under the engine and clicking through things, putting pieces together, etc. You finally printed out that chassis that you scanned last time, and have been making a lot of upgrades and edits in order to make the chassis work. You've had to strip leg pieces from other frames and attach them on in order to compensate for the larger size, but all in all, you kind of step away from it, and it looks like it's been put together pretty well at this point. You, as you're wrapping up, you know that you had received a missive, a message, not like an audio message, just like a written message from Birdseye, your contact within the Ungratefuls relatively recently, and it was regarding a foundry on the ocean on one of the planets in KTB space owned by the House of Glass. They had told you that after a few missions on this place, that the foundry is currently being fought over by a few different factions, and there's a ton of scrapped mechs on the island for you to go in and scan if you want pieces or parts, but you will have to contend with the forces that are currently fighting over the location. They let you know that they'll be sending a barge nearby and will have that for you as a potential exit strategy should you need it. And you are given the location on it and everything, and it is kind of up to you as when you get started and how you want to approach it.
I mean, if it's just heading in on an island, like, do we have any additional information about um, things like location, number of enemies, anything of the sort?
The It doesn't seem like there's a ton. They in the missive that you were sent, it was basically just, hey, there's this place, there's all this stuff on it, a few different factions. It mentions the House of Glass, it mentions the House of Stone, it mentions Harrison Armory, but other than that, it's pretty loose on the details. That being said, it sounds like wanting to yeah. It sounds like you're wanting to learn some information about the location, so we're actually going to do a little bit of a pilot thing here really quick. And I'm going to have you do one of two things. You can get a hold of something, or you can read a situation. Reading a situation would look for subtext, motives, threats in the situation or person, either from bird's eye or from the location that you're headed, and would potentially get you more information. Get a hold of something could be more information, or could be like an ally or an asset or something like that. Which would you lean towards?
I think this is a scan the situation
Yeah, yeah.
situation.
Read a situation. It is just a d20 roll. Because it is in your skill triggers, you get a +2 to the roll.
Gotta refigure out how to do this. Give me just a second.
No worries. So your actor should be in the actors page under PC's Albatross Active. You're about halfway down under the Irumi. All right. Sorry, I was just editing that real quick.
It
Right.
looks like that's a 5.
That is a 5. Okay, so in Lancer, for combat or for non-combat tests, the general DC is 10, just flat across the board. In just about any situation, the DC is 10. So with a 5, you try to look into, and what is trying to look into the information for you? Are you like calling contacts? Are you trying to hack into
well,
online?
if the idea is essentially to get in there, grab my shit, get out.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is, essentially in terms of threat level, is this like what I was trying to get at is like, do I need to essentially am I able to go in guns blazing? Or is this a situation where like, hey, if you don't strategically plan shit,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get fucked over, basically.
Yeah. And I think you're able to determine that to an extent, and I'll answer that in a moment. The question I want to kind of figure out, so for how this information kind of gets to you, is like, in what way are you doing this? Are you calling people? Are you going through online web spaces? Are
I
you...
guess my question is, what is available to me? Like, I'm not really sure what the avenues are of
Yeah. No,
availability are.
good. It's a good thing to ask. I think so. The game is, this side of the game is much more narrative. So the specifics of it can be a little bit more broad, or can be a little bit more general, depending on who the person is. So that is the reason why I kind of leaned in the more apocalypse style of asking you what you think. That being said, if you're looking for some direction on what's potentially available to you, you work with the Ungratefuls, which are kind of a rebel faction. So they have people that are kind of posted throughout the various organizations. They have clandestine information, spies, things that they've been like pulling from for periods of time. There are a lot of contacts throughout KTB space, but you also have the Albatross, which is who your associate Birdseye works for. And they have a lot of resources, but they're not local, if that makes sense. They are
Mhm.
an external force, so they don't have as much like connection to the actual place you're in, but they have a lot more general, broad information. They have a lot more scanners, they have a lot more equipment for you. So for this situation, it's kind of like, do you want to go the route of, using satellites, using the picked up information off of the subspace, like paracausal networks, or is this like you're calling people, friends other scrappers, that kind of thing?
I think in this particular case, I would want a visual. Scrapper is the
Mm-hmm.
type of person that really works well visually. So they're going to lean towards, can I get a visual? Can I get, whether that's readed, like a read on a scanner, or if that's
Mm-hmm.
hey, can someone send me like security camera footage?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
sort of deal.
You shoot back to Birdseye saying like, "Hey, can I get some more info on this?" You get a message back not too long after. Hey, sorry, too much flack on the ground for us to get you a current visual, but we can send you a scan of the island that we took when we were get that that we took when we were first scouting out the location. And at that point, you get the visual that you currently see. You get
Okay.
a kind of 3D rendered idea of where everything is on this map, and what the various and I can actually, as a result of that, and that's about all you get. It's not like a full success, but it's enough to give you the mission lowdown. And I'll throw a couple of that's not what I wanted. I'll throw a couple of. Actually, no, I'm struggling to do that right now, so I'm just going to do it this way. Yeah, there it is. And you're going to get some information on the height and like the terrain of the location you're going to. So those platforms are size 2 up, so pretty high in the air. They're raised off of what looks like an active like lava flow island. It's pretty small. It's one of those just rocks out in the middle of an ocean. The larger structures are up a little bit more than the basic platforms, and they're at size 3. The platforms that you would land on are at size 0, or at height 0. The ship is another size 2. And what height in a Lancer game means is it's just an extra movement. If you want to go up, it's extra movement to do so. Lancers and mechs can climb, but if you're climbing without jump jets or assistance, it does cost double movement, akin to how you would assume difficult terrain works in other games. But you
Gotcha.
get yeah, you get a visual on the basic place, and I'm gonna throw a couple more. Those are size 0s as well. And what Birdseye sends it to you, and the picture you get is tagged Bird's Eye View.
Yeah.
Just for her being silly, but you. Oop, no, that's not what I wanted there. You are able to measurement control. Why is it doing that? Okay, that's why. You the information you further get from Birdseye, from giving you this map essentially of the location, is that they can hot drop you and or find a way to assist you in landing here. She tells you you're probably going to want to go in guns blazing, and that the different factions have set up on the different pads, on the different landing paths, and
Hmm.
have been localizing, retreating, and or gathering supplies there. So you will have to land here and move to either or both of them, whichever you'd like. You can do one or both, and contend with mechs on the location and get whatever it is there that you want, and then return to the ship to leave.
That was going to be my next question, which was whether or not the ship was allied or enemied. So that answers that.
Yep, ship is allied. They are sending a barge for some extra cover for you, and to give you a little bit of assistance. So this will kind of tie into another small mechanic, which is extra things on the battlefield. In this case will be the ship gun, which will allow you to fire at things on your turn as a free action. You get to point out, and it will fire, and it will fire once every other turn.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not currently, no.
Alrighty. Well, in that case, you get picked up in one of the Ungrateful's cargo planes and are flown over the island before being allowed to kind of drop ship out. You're given a temporary booster pack, which allows you to land without damage, but beyond that, you are essentially hot dropping into the location. And you're welcome to place yourself on the map. And the moment you do, I will place what it is that you'll potentially be facing, as you won't know until you get there.
Placing myself on the map, is that just a drag and drop, or?
Yeah, you should be able to drag and drop yourself onto the green here location. If not, let me know and I can do it for you. Oh, heck yeah. All right, I'm going to do a couple really quick visual edits on this so that we can hovered by anyone, update token, and then appearance, horizontally, update token. There you go. And now when you hover over it, you can see your HP and your heat.
Gotcha.
As you land, you land to the sound of cacophonous gunfire, just people firing back from various locations. You arrive in an active battlefield. I will say there are a lot of mechs on the battlefield currently beyond what I'm going to show. I will only be putting ones on there that seem to activate when you are around and like turn to face you. For flavor, there's a bunch of other gunfire and other mechs being blown up. Like, it's active battlefield right now. Alright, I'm gonna quickly pop to this. Oh, hi! Thank you for the raid, Gaius. Hello, everyone. We're doing laser, as said. Hello. Just one more thing. Alright, throw in a combat music for us.
Now I'm just imagining Columbo as an IPS mech.
Oh my god, you beat it? Beat it? Hell yeah. Awesome. Glad to hear it, y'all. Congrats. Payne's Creek is a cool game. I was enjoying watching it. As you land on the battlefield, you kind of crash land. You would see, and this is where I'm actually going to turn to you, Vaughn, really quickly. Vaughn, what do you, and like I kind of leave this up to you, what do you think is the biggest reason for you to be here right now? What do you think is the kind of draw or hook for Zeke to be here?
Zeke would probably be here trying to take advantage of the fact that most of the forces wouldn't be looking at an area like this, so he'd grab whatever like valuables he could to sell, just basically pay his way to his next mercenary job and or make an extra profit on the side.
Now, if it's okay with you, Vaughn, I want to clear this with you ahead of time, and I want it to be like a surprise. Are you okay making a noble sacrifice in this one and getting captured by the KTB to logically set you up where you were last time.
That's totally fine.
Cool. I want to double check. I want to be very upfront and very clear with that, because I think that makes sense for the scene and sense for what's going on. In which case, as you land Scrapper, you see another chassis that you actually are familiar with. Someone that you fought alongside recently. Zeke in the Gungnir. I think I gotta... Yeah, Odin, that is your... I'll throw that back in. Zeke, apostrophe, Odin, that will help me remember. That's how I've been editing the names so I can remember things. So, Odin, you are currently... You've set up... The building that you are currently next to is mostly blown out. It was at one point some sort of administrative building and or manufacturing building. Hard to tell because it's all smushed at this point. You've been using the rubble as partial cover and to kind of set up your sniper as a mount or a base for it, and have been firing out at it. You've been clearing out various mechs that have arrived. When you first arrived, it was pretty quiet. That being said, very shortly after, 2 different forces arrived. There's been a consistent contingent of KTB units, specifically House of Glass mechs, that have been showing up and are attempting to retake the island. It's in their space. They owned it. They were the manufacturers. They want it back, and you've been attempting to find a method of potential egress, or mostly just kind of fighting for your life. The other group that you've noticed here is probably the only group that you would like to see less than the KTB, as Harrison Armory has showed up. And
fantastic.
I will start putting... You're not sure why. That could be you. It could be some other reason. But they have sent a unit, and that unit is currently attempting to storm towards you. I will put them on the battlefield, as there is a guerrilla unit here. Three pretty classic HA chaff units. You know that they're not pushovers, they're not grunts, but they are not extremely skilled. However, the person leading them, who's kind of taken up a covered position under the stairwell and has kind of been waiting between your shots to get towards you, is kind of commanding that unit. It's unclear at the moment whether or not they're here for you or the Foundry. Beyond that, for your sake, Scrapper, coming back to you here really quickly, as you land, a couple units seem to immediately sort of notice the new body on the field and react towards it. I will place this one up here. Up on the edge of the foundry, one of the large melting foundries over here, you can see, and do I still have to do the ping for you, Cyrus?
No, I have a mouse.
Awesome.
Thank you, though.
Yeah, just wanted to double check before I forgot. This over here you see is some sort of artillery unit that has turned towards you and is getting ready to fire. And you assume that they are alerting other potential units in the area. And as I set all that up, I think I'll put one more thing on the battlefield here. As you notice, who am I gonna want? Yeah, this is who I'm gonna put. The moment you enter, a group of as you enter, that artillery unit kind of points towards you, and you imagine a targeting reticle has been put on you, like your sensors are going off that you have been targeted. There's no lock on yet currently, but from the building that it is near, right over here, a group of small, half-sized, mechanized, like almost these are closer to hard suits, like closer to what are ostensibly power suits than they are actual mechs in the traditional sense, but a unit of individuals in straight up like swords and shields and mecha armor come out and seem to turn towards you. And we're going to pick up the battle, and I will give it to you, Saris. Do you feel confident going first this time, or do you want Vaughn to?
No, I think, well, because here's the thing, if the, and I'm so sorry, Vaughn, if the goal is to come in guns blazing, there's one thing I'm really good at doing.
Yeah.
And that is guns blazing. Okay. Give me a second.
Hell yeah.
All good.
I gotta double check some stuff. The more I do this, the more I will be accustomed to.
That is why we're doing it.
So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to quick action scan the unit here.
All right, one quick action scan. I will make that visible to you. It will be in chassis, enemy templates, KTV response units. And I will configure ownership.
I don't believe I have that.
It will show up when I reveal it to you, if that makes sense.
Got it.
Appear resources, appearance. Nah, that's how it does it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. This is the better way to do it. Configure ownership, and all observer. Save changes. You should be able to double click on it and pull up its stats now.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go. Cool beans. Okie dokie.
So I'll have another quick action.
Read.
Take your time to read if you need.
Read before I make my next decision. Okie dokie. I think what I'm going to do to finish off this quick action, I am going to remind myself how to do this. Gonna lock on.
Yeah, press T, hover over something, and then just press T, and it should lock on.
There we go. And I'm gonna go bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Kind of realizing it's a protective defense unit on other units, you fire after it instead of the other units it has sicked on you.
Yep. You understand.
That's a crit.
Bang. So with crit, is that just a standard roll, or
so the way that crits work in a couple things. The way that crits work in Lancer is when you get a critical hit, normally characters roll damage and NPCs don't. When a character crits, it means you roll damage, kind of like the way that accuracy works. It means you roll damage twice and take the higher version of it. Unfortunately, your Sharanga missiles deal flat explosive damage. That being said, if you look at your mech and under the mech loadout section, this is where we're kind of like part of the reason I wanted to, get you used to your Monarch, because it does have specific abilities. One of them is the Avenger Silos. Once per round on a critical hit with any ranged weapon, the Monarch may deal 3 explosive damage to a different character of your choice within range 15 and line of sight. Yeah. So because you crit, you get an extra thing. You just get to do 3 extra damage to a different target.
Which I think that what makes the most sense, based on what I can see here, is the target that's immediately right next to it.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, its reaction to give it resistance to that damage only applies when an attack hits an enemy, not just auto damage. So that damage goes through to both of them. I will mark off fun fact about the Squires, I'll post this as that is their name. Strength in numbers. They have resistance to all damage from attacks that aren't line, cone, burst, or blast. That being said,
Thanks.
explosive damage pretty much always goes past that. So AoE explosive damage. And because the Sharanga missiles are an AoE, I'm allowing that to go through on them. So they don't get their resistance to it. They do still get a little bit of armor, but they don't get their resistance.
Sure.
And type on the damage to the conscript. And you get an extra attack because you get to attack twice with the Sharanga missiles. So you can target. You can also target the conscripts if you'd like for the squires.
Yes, I was double checking. Whoops. Using the mouse. Yeah, that is the goal. We are still figuring out.
Yeah, and we'll do this again when you fire with the Sharanga next time. But you can lock onto 2 targets at once.
Yeah. So do I need to do a separate roll for that? Reminder? Sorry.
No. Well, yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes, you will need to do a separate roll for.
That's what I
attacking.
thought.
Yeah,
Wasn't
correct.
sure.
My
Let me
bad.
do that real quick. Let me make sure I'm not targeting.
That you are targeting the correct target.
The
You're targeting the squires. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, it's a little difficult to see.
Yes. All good.
Okay.
That is a miss, unfortunately. They are so they're individuals in smaller gear, so they're able to move out of the way of the explosion, either diving behind things, spreading out, that kind of thing. So unfortunately, it explodes nearby, just kind of missing them as a whole. But that is action. Okay. That's 2 quick actions. That is a movement. Would you like to overcharge?
Nope, not at this current moment in time.
All right. Firing back in response, the conscript will take a pot shot at you. I will do the traditional for quick NPCs. They're going to lock on to you as a quick action, and then they're going to fire their heavy assault bow.
Now, I have a quick question about reactions. Because I know that there are 2 different types of reactions, one of which, of course, is the... oh my gosh, it's the brace. So
there are 2 basic reactions. There's brace, as you mentioned, and there's the overwatch, essentially. There's the firing at a target if you have threaten on them, or if you have some other thing that allows you to overwatch and pull an extra shot off. Those are the 2 basic ones. There tend to be, in most mech builds, either from your equipment or from your chassis or something like that, there tend to be third reactions or like additional reactions, but those 2 are the base. Your question about the brace, though, you were saying.
So my question isn't about the brace, because we saw how that worked. My question is about the overwatch. I know that I don't think it applies here, but it talks specifically about weapons, within one of your weapons threat. Is that the distance? Is that what exactly is that?
So you are not currently working with a weapon that has threaten. You're much more built around like long-range artillery. So the weapons that have threaten are melee weapons and what are known as QCB weapons, close quarters CQB weapons, close quarters battle weapons. So those are pistols or shotguns or harpoon launchers, or there's someone has a fist. One of the mechs has a fist that they can fire out to range 3. Like literally, they launch their fist at someone.
Right.
So those are things that have threat, and it will say threat and have a specific range associated with the threat.
Got it.
That range is when a character hits that range, they have to stop. Even if they have extra movement, they have to stop. When a character is in your threat range and they try to move, you get to make an extra attack on them.
Got it.
That being said, even if you don't have that, you still have Overwatch as a reaction. It only applies if something is within melee of you and it tries to move. You can Overwatch and just do a melee smash attack against it. All mechs have an improvised smash attack. So it is not something super relevant for you, but it could come up.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, all good. There's again happy to answer this kind of thing. They're gonna fire at you with their heavy assault rifle or heavy assault bow. That is a miss on as they fire the shot towards you, even with their lock on. Either you dodge out of the way or it just goes wide. But as it does so, I still get to roll damage on you because it does have reliable. Reliable meaning even if they miss, they do some damage. So it kind of wings you in some capacity. Just kind of scraping off of some of your chassis, etc. So the reliable damage is reduced by your armor, so you only end up taking 1 damage there. That is their turn. Back to Lancers. Vaughn.
All right. Dude, just double checking everything. So first of all, because it's free protocol, do steady aim.
Yep.
Then quick action again for covering fire. I will mark him because he's the closest to see if he basically to judge whenever they start moving. If they get here and start moving towards my position, probably that's when I'll activate the reaction. But then otherwise, let me see, what's my other quick action going to be real quick? Oh, wait, now I see where it is. Yep. I'm going to cycle up my Noah class NHP, and he's just going to go, Mimir, activate. And so, I now have my Diluvian Arc going, which means I am slowed, but I have some reactions for if I or an ally are targeted.
Each time you or an adjacent ally are targeted by a ranged attack, you may take 1 heat as a reaction and roll 1d6 before the attacker rolls. On a 4+, you take 1 additional heat, and the attack automatically misses you and any allies adjacent to you. Hell yeah. This is something that I've been kind of practicing, I've been getting used to, and I've been working on how I want to handle this. So, Vaughn, I'll give you the option here. When NHPs in general, you can either have me play them or you can have you play them. Which would you prefer? Because NHPs are characters. They are characters that you work alongside.
I will let you play because my NHP would be aware of more stuff than Zeke. Because it's basically, well, he's got the two. One of them is much more integrated with outside systems, so they would know more about the surroundings and stuff than he would. So I will defer to you.
Okay. I am happy to play them. I want you to give me some guidance though on how they operate.
Okay.
Or like what their personality is kind of like, what their attitude is kind of like. And you can go off of like the actual NHPs, like the Noah, and the ways it generally behaves, but you can also give me some, like, all NHPs are unique, they're people.
Yeah.
You can give me some like individual aspects of this one, or maybe some ways that this one differs from others.
Okay, I'll start with the more important one, which is the one that comes from his technophile background.
Okay, so this is your personal NHP. So does this one have a name?
Yes. It is Hugin and Moonin because they take on a very specific a way of differentiating themselves, because one half differentiates from his actual recollections and memory for context, and another one goes off of what would be his instinctual knowledge of things for context. So one is thought and one is memory.
One is thought, one is memory, and that is one NHP, correct?
Yeah, it's
okay.
The way it visualizes itself is basically a picture of him, just each part is only one half of him.
Hey, babe, I understand everything about dissociative disorders. You don't have to explain to me twice. You absolutely... And which one you're activating the Noah class one, correct?
Yeah, the Noah class one, this one is also just me being less creative, but I still like it. It's very much Mimir from the more recent God of War games. The severed head for exposition guy.
Got it. Yeah. I kind of vaguely know him only because I've been watching Connor's streams a little bit. I think I can handle that one for your personal one, because I understand the kind of memory mind dynamic. What about a personality on them a little bit? Like, is it like a reflection of your personality? Are they kind of like aggressive and like feisty? Or do they behave differently?
They're similar, but a little bit more analytical to Zeke, so snarky and a bit standoffish, but they are much more calmer and like a more polite.
Got it. Okay, they're not currently active at the moment, so that's not or they're not currently engaged at the moment. But you activate the Noah class, and the voice kind of kicks into your ear, into your systems. And do you have an idea of what the Noah sounds like, or are they kind of in the same vein of Mimir? They like. Are they giving you like you fucking, are like kind of gruff and aggressive in that way, or are they more the kind of calm, knowledgeable, even toned?
They're a bit more gruff, and I would say like the big thing is that they are factoring in all of the environmental and targeting systems, so they're pretty much always giving in some kind of danger, like a heads up.
You are aware that you're activating a heat-based program while you're on an active lava flow island. Be sure not to stand on the lava. I don't want to overheat.
Love you too, Grandpa.
And so that is that is a quick action to activate the Noah?
Yep.
And protocol, so you still have one quick action left.
I used my other quick action to set up for
cover
fire.
Yeah, got it.
Right.
Got it. And
and he's not moving because he's setting up, so that's it.
Alrighty, cool. This is where I get to show off another smaller mechanic in relation to how NPCs work, as I'm going to activate the gorilla unit from the HA. So the one that you are currently targeting is going to kind of move forward 1, 2, 3. Let me double check that they have they get to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As they're kind of moving alongside, and as they're moving, they're going to be firing at you. Till the end of their turn. Yeah, they're gonna use all 3 of them, and this is a very, very common HA tactic. As all 3 of them move up, they're all going to use their active camo, right? And Harrison doesn't like to hold back on things very often. So they're gonna each of them activate their active camo as they go invisible until the end of their turn. So all that applies. So I'm not going to apply the invisible. It just auto happens, and it will go at the end of their turn. But that's not why they're doing it. For avoidance, they're doing it for offense. So their first one's going to target you, and is
all right. I'm going to use the frame trait.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can do this once around. Warp shield. They get a difficulty +1.
Alrighty. You get a difficulty +1. Damage on critical hits when choosing critical cartridge. Alrighty. This as it targets you. Sorry, just making sure I do all that right. They do have 1 extra difficulty. So, boom. Unfortunately, a hit.
All right, then at that point, that was when I will take I will take 1 heat to. Wait a second, let me make sure. Jeez. Yep, I'll take the 2 heat to make that an automatic failure, and they take. Well, I got roll for it. So
yeah, I was going to say you still have to roll
heat.
for it. You take the 1 heat, and then you roll a d6 on a 4+, so you get a 50-50 chance of just avoiding the damage.
All right, let me see here. Roll 6. Let's see if it's working this time.
And it is each time. It's not a reaction to do. It just auto applies whenever you're targeted. Okay, so you
5.
You take 2 heat, and the attack misses, which is probably a good thing, because after active camo, Well, I will post this for you. Oh, it doesn't have. Okay, that's how it does it. After active camo, their next melee or ranged attack becomes a critical hit if it hits. So that would have hurt.
Oof. They also take 4 damage thanks to the Diluvian Shield.
Oh, does the looping each time
Yep, 'cause I rolled a
fails
5.
to hit you or an adjacent character, the attacker takes 4 kinetic damage. Oh, I thought that only applied when you were in melee. My bad. So it goes, it like aims to fire at you and shoots, but as it does so, the tachyon shield in front of you, and it kind of ripples and then fires back some of the shrapnel at them as they take 4 damage. Heck yeah. All right, second one is going to target you. And is going to do the same thing. This one is actually going to lock on before targeting. And fire. It's 10.
That is a hit.
Roll again. It's every time.
Oh yeah, okay. Do. It's like I'm going to copy this so I can eat quick post it.
Yeah, this is where the Saladin's like, I need heat. I need heat, Max. So this one is going to hit still.
All right.
All right. Reliable to crit damage, and then it gets bonus damage. So the Spec Ops deal an additional damage on critical hits. So, as you take 8 reduced to 7 points of damage from that one. Fired in the same place that the first one shoots you, it breaks through the tachyon shield. The third one targets you again. As this is how groups work. If they are the same NPC type, they all operate on the same turn.
Okay.
And he is also going to fire. That's a hit. Roll your d6.
Yeah. Womp womp.
Womp womp. That's another bit of damage. Roll as you take another 8 reduced to 7 points of damage as this HA unit just kind of rushes up and they're just with their assault rifles firing at you. The tachyon shield goes up and it deflects some of the bullets, but not enough as you're ping, 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 starting to get pinged all across the mech. And that is their turn. Back to the top of, or the rest of the Lancers on the field would act. There, we are going to get a move from the Squires as they... What is their movement? Okay, move speed is 4. They're going to hop off 1 there, move 2, 3, get out of the lava, and they're going to boost 1, 2, 3, 4... as they get to here, chasing after... They, like, jump off of the location they're on, move to the edge of the island so that they're not on the heat section, and they're moving to chase after you, Scrapper. Secondly, the captain on the HA side, the Harrison captain, is going to... Yeah, it's a protocol. They're going to use their protocol quick march, and they're going to tell one of their units to take a may boost within line of sight. So they're going to move here as one of them is like rushing up on you.
And that would activate my yep. That would activate my reaction to do. Now I will take my shot at him.
Alrighty.
Make sure I'm remapped to. Okay, I'm already mapped, so to do. Hope that factors in the +1 from steady aim. Yep. Alright, so 10. Okay, here we go. For 13 damage.
Shaboom! As you blow a hole through the cockpit, leaving it a smoking wreck. The commander just kind of, you're not sure, but you can imagine they're not exactly happy about it. They're going to move up with a speed 3. So they have to go up 2, and they only get here, and then they're going to boost as they move. They continue moving up. They're then going to characters that are hit more than once by the dual shock. Okay, that's how that works. They're just going to, as they're moving towards you, they're also just going to lock on, target lock you.
Okay.
And that is going to be the captain's turn. Back to the top of the round with Scrapper. You know, we're going to get used to it this time, actually. Between the two of you, who wants to go first?
I feel
I
like
can go again.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, you.
I was just gonna say that there was like 3 seconds of silence, and I was like, "This is probably the Spider-Man meme, ain't it?"
Yeah. So here's the reason why I've been working on ways to kind of mitigate the whole like, oh, you know, we're slowing down because we're kind of deciding who's going first. The way that but at the same time, Lancer also leans on that to give players more agency over when they go. So the only time that I actually have this conversation is at the top of a round, as you guys can decide who goes first. And then after that, the person who goes first, and it won't really apply for just the two of us, but after that, the person who goes first just picks the next person to go. So to kind of keep things moving. But right now, yes, it is the whole like Spider-Man, but who go first now?
So let me can I so like here's a question. Here's a like Lancer culture question. So it is in some TTRPGs, the discussion of what can you do to some extent can be seen as metagaming, right?
Yes.
What is the Lancer stance on above table strategy talk? Because I genuinely don't know.
It's actually leans in the you absolutely should. Lancer combats are supposed to be tactical and potentially difficult. The way that the numbers are balanced is that Lancer combats are, I mean, you just saw Lancer combats are dangerous. If that third one had hit, then I would have instantly first turn structured Vaughn. So it actually benefits players to be a little bit more tactical and to talk about the tactics more with the people. Generally, during your turn, I don't like it too much, but you can be like, hey, are you okay with this? Hey, are you fine with this? And especially at the top of the round, having a bit more of a tactical discussion about who goes is fine. And the reason why for this in flavor is y'all have comms with each other. Y'all are actively in each other's comms the entire time. It's not like a battlefield like in D&D where like shit's happening and you like are having to yell at each other across the battlefield, and it's all Lancer rounds are actually closer to 10 to 20 seconds each and not 6 seconds. So 3 rounds is about a minute. So and they're a little bit more fluid. So it does allow for that sort of not really metagaming, literal just communication between the pilots. You are a coordinated team.
So the reason I ask is because what I want to ask Vaughn is, do you think it would be smarter, since my current aims are effectively to blast and run? Would you think it's smarter for me to go first to, you know, hit some damage on this left side of the field and then move, right? Or would you prefer to go first?
Honestly, I say you going first would be better because you have both area of effect and multiple weapon systems, so you can actually possibly change the field a lot more, whereas I am just picking one specific target and telling it to fuck off with a really big gun. And also my turn is going to be mostly me setting up stuff.
Right, that's what I was thinking. So that's what I wanted to check first. Let me go first.
Yep.
Yeah,
Go right ahead.
absolutely. And plus, this would give you a chance to potentially use some of your other systems, like because you have
Mhm.
your hex charges or your javelin rockets and those kinds of things. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was peeping that a little bit while y'all were doing other stuff. So here's a quick question for my for my note. Here's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Some say use, some of them say use quick. Does that indicate full action versus quick action? What does that mean?
So if you look down, if you go down at the bottom, the EVA module just says use, correct? So clicking on that just puts it in the chat so everyone can read it. That's what use means generally.
Okay.
If it doesn't say an action, if it doesn't say quick, if it doesn't say protocol, then it's no action to do. It's just you're using that thing. Armament redundancy is another good example of that. Is if that would come up, you just click it and say I'm using this, if that makes sense. And the ammo case is a good example of it, where is actually a really good way to learn it, is because it is use, so it doesn't cost anything, but it's once per turn, so you can only do it once a turn, but it doesn't cost an action or anything. If you go to pattern B hex charges, there's the activate quick and use quick. They are different things. Activating quick, you set down the mine and it doesn't go off until something activates it, but it is still costing a quick action to do. Use quick is you are doing that right away.
Right away, yep. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So like because they're chasing after you, if you wanted to like set the mine behind you and then keep running, you could do that. Or because they're chasing after you, you could throw the grenade and then keep running. Or you could just shoot rockets at them. Like there are a bunch of different ways you can kind of go about that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah. You're picking up on it. You're getting it.
Cool. So the other reason I'm checking as well in kind of mixing and matching is understanding again quick versus full.
Yes.
Yeah. So
full actions are pretty rare in Lancer. Very rarely will you actually. Very rarely will like either a system or an ability or a chassis give you a thing that's you use your full action for this. The main thing that full actions are used for are barraging, which is you get to attack with 2 mounts, all of the weapons in those 2 mounts, and that is your turn. You're just like...
Right. So, on that, here's what I am thinking about doing. I'm thinking... I'm going to double check reading on this real quick.
Yeah. You have a lot of different options. This is a very fun map you've picked.
Well, and in this case, it isn't a matter of paralysis. It is a matter of I want to make sure that I fully understand what it is that I am doing before.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing these.
Okay, so here's a follow-up question. So when I look at some of these other mounted systems, right? Is that considered? If I were to use, like, let's say hypothetically, I was to use the javelin rockets, right? Is that considered a part of a skirmish?
That is not a skirmish action. So that is actually very specific. So one of the combos with the javelin rocket, you stumbled into some people's favorite combo in the game, which is javelin rockets ammo case. So you can set up the javelin rocket like behind a unit and then load your ammo case with knockback and then shoot at a target with a skirmish action and knock them into where the javelin rockets are.
Okay.
That is like one of the classic Lancer combos. And it's a very fun one.
I was thinking of doing something similar, so why don't we just go ahead and do a fun old test of that in general. So I'm going to go ahead and use my javelin rockets.
Okay. You use your javelin rockets, so you choose 3 free spaces within range 15. So you get to pick where they are.
We're looking. So
pretty much. Yeah, you can pick one there, one there, one there. And it would be...
There. And then... Okay. And I'm thinking... I think you can see what I'm sort of setting
Oh,
up
yeah,
here.
you're going... So you're gonna... Okay, as far as I understand, your plan is to load your ammo case into your main Sharanga launcher, attack both targets at once, and potentially knock them through a bunch of shit. Yeah. Great
Yep.
turn. So you are marking this location here,
Yep.
this location
then
here,
Yep.
and then this location here. Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. And then you target both of them with the Sharanga.
Give me just a second to actually do that.
Yeah, no, take your time.
Yeah, and then we're gonna press the buttons.
Oh, it only did the one. It only did the one. So you gotta. I think you have to shift.
Oh,
to
do I have to do both?
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
shift T to while you're
Got
doing
it. Got it.
Next,
And then,
you
yeah,
want to
I do
use
wanna-
your
I
ammo
do wanna
case.
Call
want to
it.
press-
I want to
yeah.
use. Yep, use the ammo case. Gonna do knockback like you said, and then
Mhm.
we are gonna do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you're gonna attack both of them. Sharanga missiles. They miss the squires. They do hit the conscript.
Okay.
Now, here's something that this is actually really good to kind of go into. Conscript absolutely takes that damage and gets knocked into that, where they take additional damage from the javelin rockets. All characters know the space, no more than 3. When they're hit by a rocket, they take 3 kinetic damage flat. And boom, I'm just gonna have them take an extra 2 damage. Like, I'm just gonna have them do the Sharanga missiles again, just for the sake of ease, as they are getting knocked around and exploded by these shots. That would technically be the end of your actions. You still have a movement. That being said, would potentially be a good chance to... You don't have to, of course. This is just an option, making sure you know all the things available to you. But you could overcharge here, build up some heat, and fire at the squires again to ensure the javelin hit.
I was considering and thinking that. Just double checking on that. Overcharge is another quick action. So yeah, I would want to...
Overcharge gives you 1 extra quick action. So you go to mech stats and just click the overcharge dice roll button, and it will auto do the heat for you.
Okay. Let me... There we go. And then I think, just because I feel like it would make it interesting, I'm gonna go with... Yeah, we're still gonna go with the Sharanga missiles because that... if I'm able to. I'm able to do that, correct? Because that's not loading.
Yes. It is not loading. You are able to fire with the Sharanga again. You could also potentially fire with your flex, your auxiliary mounts, but
I'm still
Sharanga
able
makes
to
sense.
target both of them, right?
Yes, you could fire. Yeah, you could fire at the conscript again if you want.
Let's hit both.
Let's go for it. Yeah, keep it rolling.
Did that go through? There we go.
Miss the conscript, unfortunate, but you do hit the...
Which was the goal.
Which you did, but you do hit them. So the conscript actually... Oh my god, I didn't even realize this. Let me double check how this... I wasn't even thinking. Falling damage Lancer, what is it again? Take 3 AP per 3 spaces fallen. So something I had put up on here is, if you look over here, anything that is the larger structures, they're size 3. This was on the edge of one of them. So it falls off into the lava, taking an extra 3 AP damage to it from just falling. And then it will take additional damage at the start of its turn for being in the lava zone. So that's just from the previous hit. Now that's not even currently. That's just from... Oh yeah, I forgot about that for the conscript. For the squires, they take an additional 2 damage. they get knocked back because they're entering the area of both of them. They get 2 more loadouts of damage from it. As they are both the conscript and the squires are sparking from the amount of damage they've taken. They're both under half, and they are both looking very injured.
And then I will run away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makes sense. Keep a distance.
Give me a second. I got this.
All right. The squires are gonna lock on. Oops, sorry, I did not mean to move you.
You're good.
3, 4 are gonna move to here, and they're going to fire their plasma bidents at you. They can only do that within range 5.
That sounds dangerous. I would like to brace.
I will say, don't worry about it. They can't even hit you with it this turn.
Oh, cool.
They're too far away, so they're just going to boost as they continue chasing after you. I also, for a note for bracing, and like I know they're larger, but they're they're individual smaller units, so they can move alongside along the railway. But to give you some information about bracing, you can brace after you hear the damage, so you don't have to brace in.
This ain't like D&D. I've been Pavloved.
Yep, you've been Pavlov. You can actually, this game is actually, the mechanics tend to lean towards benefiting the player more so than not. Which, it makes sense for how the game is structured. You are cool, the enemies are not. That will be the end of their turn, going to Vaughn.
Quick question for sake of learning.
Yeah.
Is my protocol still up, or do I re-up that every turn?
You have to re-up it every turn.
Okay. Well, free action, steady aim. Then I am going to full action to stabilize, clearing all my heat, and reloading.
Yep. Makes sense.
0. Let me do. Sure, I put that back in because it won't let me fire. And then, let's see here. I will overcharge.
Mm-hmm.
So that way I get back 1 more quick action, so I can then once more
steady aim. Or covering fire, yeah. I forgot it on the last one. I forgot to do the half damage on the last one. We'll just say for flavor it didn't matter for that one, but I will remember moving forward.
Thank you. I'll try to remember too.
The only other major main full action that you have is stabilizing. And the main choice with stabilizing is you have to choose between stabilizing your heat or repairing. And that is the kind of main mechanic involved with that. Alrighty, that was a good turn. I'm gonna have the enemies continue to go after you.
All right, so that activates the covering fire.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. As they're moving, schmoving.
2.
Ooh, yeah,
Ooh.
That hits.
So that's 10 damage.
10 damage. Holy. I'm gonna do that, but I know how much damage they took, so I can do it this way. 10 for 9. All right, great. They are instantly sparking. The shot blows a hole through the chassis, and you can probably see the cockpit at this point.
I just want to believe that, like, from his cockpit, he's just doing a little wave inside that they can't see as he just braces his gun against the ground and just starts ejecting the spent cartridge.
100%. This one is now going to... it is going to... Yeah, I keep forgetting these things. Oh, but they wouldn't have mattered. It does use its reaction to hunker down, but it already has resistance to the damage, so it doesn't do anything. It is going to target lock you, and so it will get to fire and target lock. So as you already have a target lock, so it's going to fire on you, and then it will target lock on you.
All right.
All right. Let's learn structuring. That's a 9 to hit. Roll. You got to use your tachyon, baby.
Will do. Womp womp.
Womp womp. Let me see. How does that work again? For the Diluvian mark, you become slowed. Oh, the effects apply until the end of your next turn. Okay, so that's good to know. So you have gone, so that wouldn't actually even be up currently. You have to activate it as a quick action.
Okay, then I was. Oh yeah, no, I had 2 heat because it did overkill. Okay, I was just making sure my numbers were right.
Yep. So you can. You can get one of them, and then. So it gets to do this.
All right.
System trauma. Parts of your mech are torn off. Roll 1d6 on a 1 to 3. All weapons on one mount of your choice are destroyed. On a 4 to 6, a system of your choice. The other option is that you can. The other option here is that you can, if you have, I don't know if you have, but if you have armament redundancy, this is where you can apply armament redundancy.
I don't. My one question is this considered a check or save?
Well,
actually, I'm not. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get down because I still also have my Enlightenment class and HP, but looking at it, I probably want this to happen rather than a system going down at this point. But yeah, okay. So you were saying? Sorry?
Oh, yeah. No, all good. All good. Mm-hmm. I was actually just reading your tachyon shield and how the core power works on it. So, in regards to system trauma and how it functions, the D6 is not a check of any kind. It's just seeing what happens with it. So you are going to have to roll that regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So roll the tear off. See what happens. A system of your choice is destroyed.
All right. Since I don't think it's going to be much useful, I will choose my flash lock. So how do I do that?
Flash lock or your flash anchor, etc.
Oh yeah, flash anchor. Sorry.
No,
yeah,
you're all good. So there's that three button on the side, on the right side, the flash anchor, and then there's the 3 dots. Mark destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you can repair it that way, and that's how that works.
All right.
And then I need you to cascade check for me. The shackles remain intact for now. Saris, this is for you. NHPs are very powerful systems that you can get in pretty much any mech. They come with a negative. Whenever you take structure damage, you have to roll a cascade check. It's just a d20 roll. And on a 1, your NHP, your like crazy powerful AI, starts to go haywire. So that's the balancing mechanic for NHPs. It's a very fun mechanic. At least in my opinion. As a GM, it's a fun mechanic. But regardless, this is how that kind of showing how structure damage works is hitting 0 doesn't auto kill you. You roll structure damage, you go through the whole structure process, and then that's it. You move on from there. The other guerrilla unit is going to continue targeting you and is also going to fire its heavy assault rifle at you. I don't know why I did it that way. It shouldn't have rolled damage. It should roll this first, so I'm not going to apply that. Add as a crit. It's gonna roll damage, and it does get its bonus damage because that's a critical hit. And then, all right, as the two that are rushing up on you are continuing to fire their assault rifles at you and are peppering you. That is their turn. Now we go to the actors that have not yet moved on the battlefield yet. We're going to go to the conscript. The conscript auto takes damage at the start of their turn. Saris, I'll have you do this for me. Can you roll me a d6? As they take a d6 of AP fire damage.
I will try.
You can just roll it on your own dice if you'd like.
I want to try this. Yeah, I got it to work. 6.
Oh. Okay, I just want you to know, I think you can see it if you double click on it. It has 6 HP left. That was the only roll that would have killed it. As you knocked it into the lava, and you don't see it come back up.
Is this recompense for last night? Are the dice being nice to me after last night? Is that what's happening?
Maybe.
I see what's happening.
Oh my god, that's great. It literally just melts. It just melts into the lava. Is dead.
Good.
The captain is going to move forward. As it keeps charging forward. The captain is then going to use their press the attack as they order their person to move forward. As you are now engaged, Vaughn, one of the one that you had blown a hole in, the one that you had to see the cockpit in, rushes up to you, and they stow their assault rifle. One of the arms, like the hands, like flips around, and it like the hand is replaced by an arm blade, and the other hand reaches down and pulls out like a combat dagger as it's ready to engage you in melee.
Oh boy.
As that is the captain, that is the press the attack from the captain. No, sorry, that is their quick march from the captain. A target damage. Then the captain is going to actually boost to keep moving. They're gonna move to here as they kind of land on the platform there still. They're going to then, because are they within range? No, they're not. They're actually going to once again target lock you, Odin, Gungnir. As these Harrison units want you fucking dead. And brings us to the top of the round. Who wants to go first?
I would say I would like to try to go first because I have an ability that will affect a size 3 dome, which should get Saris.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
Go for it.
Okay, so immediately all of the hexagonal lights across his body start shining up as a big dome flashes up. As to do quick action. Yep. I use my Enclave Pattern Support Shield.
Oh, heck yeah. Burst 3 dome that lasts until the end of your next turn. End of next turn, you become immobilized. So burst 3 dome. Boop.
Yep. And now attacks against us have an additional difficulty of +1, and I can use a resistance to give myself or Saris resistance to any incoming damage from outside the dome. This little guy inside, not so much for me. But that's one quick action. Let me see what else I've got. Fortunately, dealing with him in threat is a full action, so let's see what else I have.
Additionally, gain the blink field intervention. That's cool.
Yeah. This is the one drawback to having a sniper cannon mech.
Mm-hmm.
Though I should also do this just in case. Boop. Alright. I think I will just have to boost, so that way I can would that carry over the remaining quick action I have so I could combine to a full action? Since I've only taken the one?
What do you mean boost? Oh, you not boost. You mean overcharge.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
I was like, you can't move. You have two things that make you immobile. I was like, what do you mean boost? No,
Sorry.
yeah, you can overcharge is not an action of any kind. You just roll the overcharge, you get a free quick action.
See, Leah, that's the play, right? Is overcharge and then boost.
Overcharge, boost, don't do anything.
Yeah. But
Just
I will use
take
that.
heat.
Oh. All right, so let's see here. I found where I do it, so I will make my full action improv attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 19.
19.
It's rolling.
No, I mean, you should be able to click roll damage on it now.
I did. Yeah, I clicked.
Oh, it's
I
not
clicked
set.
roll.
It's not set up. I don't know
Oh,
why
okay.
this happens. Melee, provides melee lancer. Those attacks do not count as main weapons, nor do they count as ox or super heavy. So it's just a flat d6. So you just roll a flat d6.
I'll roll. Yeah, let's type that in. So that's 4 more damage added.
All right, 4 more damage added to them. You would have had a difficulty on this because they're technically within your bubble shield, but it doesn't really matter because even if you had rolled a 6 on it, you still would have hit. The other aspect, I believe, is improvised attack lancer. I believe it deals 1d6 full, which is quite low for a full action by skirmishing with the main weapon. Then improvised attack, grapple. Okay, so it's not ram. It's just. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
ram. I see him up on your on the hand as just a regular quick action.
Yep, ram is to just knock something back. I was wondering if improvised did knock back, but that's only if you have certain abilities. So nonetheless, you slam into this thing, probably just like beating it with the butt end of your gun, and it's Sparky. It's very injured at this point. Turn?
Oh. Yep, I think that's all I can do this turn.
Alrighty. In which case, I am going to actually have the units go after you. The gorillas follow up. The one gorilla is not going to fire into because they're allies there. They would have 1 difficulty because cover. They're actually going to fire at the monarch. Seeing that you, Scrapper, have not fired at the enemies and seem to be at least somewhat loosely allied, they're just going to auto fire on you. They're Harrison Armory. They don't really give a fuck. So they're going to do that. They already have the target lock. That's a crit.
I use my reaction so that at least they have resistance on the damage.
Alrighty. Actually, I want to roll. I want to roll something really. I want to see 1d6. Okay, it's not actually a crit, so I'm gonna re-roll the damage on that really quickly. So there we go. So Scrapper, you only take 5 damage from it. And that damage is halved. You round up, so you only take 3 damage total. So you can add an additional 2 HP to yourself. As because the reason for that is because it would have been a critical hit, but I rolled the d6 because it would have had the difficulty due to your bubble shield, and that difficulty would have caused it to not be a crit. So it just hits you regularly, Scrapper.
Okay.
Yeah, and that should have applied.
It did.
Yeah, it should have applied. Did you add the 2 HP back?
No, but I can do that right now.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Chun chun. All right, there we go. In which case, it is then after firing at you, it is going to target lock you again, and the one in front of you, Gungnir, is going to barrage with its combat knife and arm blades at you.
Okay.
First with the combat knife, second with the arm blades. Both hit. Neither of these are crit, so no bonus damage. It is 5 and then 6. I'm actually going to redo this really quickly because I forgot something. So I'm going to go here. The first one would have just been a flat roll because it would have canceled out the target lock. It is still a hit. And then the second one would have had a difficulty on it. Oh, it does have one accuracy, so it cancels out. Okay, they do still both.
Can I impose another difficulty?
With what?
Just a sec to do frame trait.
Once per round, can give it to any allied character to before the roll is made. Yes, I did not. I'll allow it because I didn't really give you a chance to do that. I'll roll that d6 for you. I rolled another 6, so that second one, in fact, is a miss.
Okay, cool.
You do take 4 damage. They go for you with the arm blade, your tachyon shield, kind of blocking it, but they pull up the dagger and stab into your leg and are doing some damage back. That is the gorilla's turn. Scrapper.
Alrighty. And let me close that out so I can get a better view of what we're staring at. We got these guys over here. Is that? There's this guy right there. Are those the only 2 enemy sets? Because I know that those are individual, but they're kind of clustered.
Yeah, so this is an enemy. So this is what's called a group unit. They are a squad unit. A squadron unit is the other thing for it. So they are one unit, even though they're a bunch of individuals. So that is just one unit. There's these 2 which operate in tandem with each other, the gorillas. And then there's this one right here, which is the captain. I normally take my time to actually color these with a tint so that they're a bit easier to see on the battlefield. I did not do that this time, but I'll do it really quickly.
That's exactly why I wanted to ask, because I was like, I heard you mention there are others. My eyes do not detect them. Where are they? Okay.
Yeah, that so like normally if I'm doing this for like a game or something, I take the time to actually do this because this was just a combat test. I totally spaced on doing it beforehand.
Okay. Question about the explosive mine. Does that go immediately like where I'm standing, or can I place within range? How does that...
Are you talking about throwing the mine as a grenade, or
no,
just
placing it? Because I see the frag grenade has a range of 5, but I want to clarify the actually like laying it down.
Yeah, so on the pattern B hex charges at the bottom, you'll see a bunch of like information on it. There's limited 3, unique, grenade, mine. If you hover your mouse over mine, a little text box should come up that will give you the detailed information on it. But the TLDR is it can be a mine as a quick action can be planted in an adjacent, free, and valid space on any service, but not next to other mines. So as long as there is a space next to you where no other mines are next to it and a unit isn't there, then you can set it down.
So hear me out. What if I placed a mine like, oh come on, like right there?
I would say because like hexes are a weird thing where like that doesn't functionally make sense for the battlefield. You could place it right here and force them to have to go across, like move past it to get to you.
That's what I was kind of aiming for.
Yep. That's absolutely totally fine. That is a quick action to do so.
Yep, and then I'm gonna actually untarget them, and I'm going to target this one. And can I or can I not shoot in the dome?
You can shoot because they are engaged in melee. You will have 1 difficulty on them. Because they're in the tachyon shield, they will have another difficulty. So you will have 2 difficulty on. And here's the thing about difficulty: 2 difficulty isn't that much worse than 1 difficulty. It just means you roll the d6 twice and take the higher result for the difficulty. So it is still perfectly possible to hit them, but you will have 2 difficulty on the one next to Vaughn, and 1 difficulty on the one out, and no difficulty on the one outside of Vaughn, outside of the shield.
Then here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna focus our efforts on the ones outside.
Which I gotta bring the captain back because he disappeared for some reason.
I thought he was right here.
He was, and I don't know where he went.
Oh, he's still on my screen.
Oh, weird. Oh, I think it's just because I hadn't done this. Okay, let me just boop, 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 boop. There it is.
And I'm gonna use my other quick action to attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I hit the captain, missed the gorilla.
That's okay.
Captain takes 3 damage. You do not count as an ally to yourself, so he doesn't get to apply that. Captain takes 2 damage.
I'm gonna stay in the dome, but I'm
Yep.
gonna continue moving.
Alrighty, you got it. At the end of your turn, I'm going to have the squires go. Squires are going to move into the mine. Which,
Yeah, they are.
double check what the mine, how the mine functions for that.
It is
Burst area.
2d6.
Okay, so it is a burst as well. So it's burst area 1. So the way that functions is it would explode everything in this area.
Yep.
Like right here. And here's the nice part about that. Oh, they got deleted. I don't know why that happened, but regardless,
I mean, it's fine.
They'll probably get deleted here very shortly, regardless. So we'll give it to them for now. But anyways, they move up into here. The agility save. Got it. Okay, so they must make an agility save. On a success, they take half damage. All right. It is a success, so they do take half damage. So roll me 2d6 and take half of this. 7. Okay.
7.
So they take 7. So the way that armor works is it applies armor first and then it halves it. So it's a lot harder to reduce to 0. So the armor takes off 1 and then it halves, so they take 3 damage. They're very injured, but they're still up. They move, explosion goes off. They would take half damage from it. They would have resistance to it, but it's an AoE, so they don't. And they're going to move up to you and they're going to attack you with their plasma bidents. Now they're going to target you. You can see the damage before you. And then this is accurate, so it has that. They're going to use all 3 accuracy on you. That hits. It is armor piercing. Here, let me show you before you do. 1 AP damage.
Amazing.
They're squires. They are a chaff unit of mine that I very frequently use. Kind of tanky. Will ping through your HP because they just ignore armor, but that they only do 1 damage a ping.
Mm-hmm.
And that is their turn. So you don't. Yeah, they're just making sure you can brace if you want. It won't do anything because you can't reduce with resistance below 1.
Good to know. Good to know.
That is the squire's turn. The captain now gets to go. The captain is going to 1, 2, and they have to stop because they're now engaged with you, Saris. They are then going to boost and move here. You get to make an attack of you get to make an Overwatch attack on them if you'd like.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
So this would just, your Overwatch attack on them is just the melee ranged attack utility right there. So we'll be in mech.
Do I need to de-target?
Oh yes, you will need to retarget and just target the captain.
Can you remind me which one's the captain?
The captain is the southern one, the one with the
Okay.
the facing the right.
Thank you. Yeah.
That hits. So instead of rolling damage normally on the roll damage button there, you actually go to attack utilities right next to it. There's a damage button. That should apply it.
Okay. Good to know. It says no damage configured.
Yeah, fucking still doing that. Okay, just roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can get this figured out. It's something that like none of us have ever been able to figure out why it doesn't actually apply the improvised damage. One, you go to smack at it and this thing has enough armor that it just kind of ping off of it. That is their movement. That is their boost action. Then they are going to raise up their dual shotguns and they're going to target you and target Vaughn, and they're going to fire their dual shotguns at you. This is going to be kind of funny for me because they have an additional inaccuracy on this to an already inaccurate 2 weapon. So this is
cool.
3 inaccuracy on it. Scrapper, they do somehow still manage to hit you. Odin, they do miss you.
Yay!
Yay! And that is going to be roll, and that is 6 points of shotgun
what
damage.
What if I no? What if I brace?
Yeah, what if you brace?
I can't do that, can I?
You can actually, yeah.
What if I brace?
Yep,
I'd like to brace.
Yeah, you brace. So you're going to be resistant to that, and you can only take a singular quick action next turn.
Okay.
I don't think Saris has to brace because while the bubble's still up, they already have resistance from my reaction earlier.
Is that? Yeah, we'll really quickly run into that. Thank you for reminding. Take 2 heat, effect, use reaction to all damage from this attack. So you would have to use that reaction again, which you can do.
If they're already going to have resistance from it for bracing, then yeah, I'll say that because I'm juggling heat and HP right now.
Yeah, you're just going to hold on to it?
Long-standing effect.
Okay, so in which case you do brace, Saris, and you do half the damage.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. Okay, I was like, why did it do 3 instead of... Oh, but it would have taken it would have applied armor first 5 and then halved it 3. That's how it makes sense. Cool. That is the captain's turn. We are now going back to my Lancer's turn. Top of the order. Who go?
Trying to figure out what I want to do because I only have one quick action.
Yeah. I was going to say, we're in a bit of a sticky situation, my friend.
Yeah, neither one of us have CQB or any kind of cone weapon, which would really help right now. But, at most I would be able to reload and clear my heat, and then if I overcharge, I could possibly take out this guy with a, actually, no, that'd only give me a quick action, so let me see what I could bring up for defense as a quick action real quick. See if that'll help for going first.
And this is where I will remind you, you guys have your ultimates. Like, you guys have your core abilities, the very powerful, like, major abilities. So don't be afraid to use them. You have your full ass tachyon shield still, Vaughn, and you have your missiles, Saris. Go ahead.
I was gonna actually ask about that. Is that like Is that an action? Is that a quick action?
It is actually, so most of them are protocols. If they don't specifically say that there is a like action associated with it, then it's just something that happens. However, you
Okay.
have to do it on your turn.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I have a big fuck off missile system
Yeah, I was
that I
gonna
can
say.
just simply use.
Mhm.
And it's any number of characters within range, right? So I can target everybody and attack everybody, and that
Mhm.
regardless of whether or not they succeed, they will take damage.
Then I would take that because then you could possibly clear the guy in front of me and make it easier for me to take on the captain.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, and with that in mind, I can use my quick action to potentially yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. All right.
let-
You're going to go first
let me
then,
go
Cyrus?
first. Yeah.
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 All right. So what
So-
does this look like? Because this is our first time activating the SSC-30 high penetration missile system. So you click a button and like every hatch on your mech opens up and missiles come out. Like, what does this look like for you?
So, like, first off, I want to remind you that this is the joke here is that this is Frankenstein's monster, right?
Mhm.
Like, that's the joke here. In any adaptation of Frankenstein's monster, it should feel like a hodgepodge, right? This is like a raining like I'm so sorry I have to pull this reference. So you know the scene in Sergeant Frog where they just start throwing whatever they can down from their spaceship at the enemy below in I think it's in one of the filler episodes, where it truly they are doing damage, but it is truly anything that they can fucking find, and the animation shows like none of it's weaponry, right? It's not that, but that is the energy as these missiles launch out of the shoulder panels, but they don't look like they should belong to the mech.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of, so I like to imagine like it's a bunch of just like actual spaceship rockets, like miniaturized spaceship rockets,
Yeah.
with like IEDs attached to the end. Those like the hex charges that you use. There are just a bunch of them strapped on like a few different missiles. The like panels on your back open, and a bunch of like little Harrison Armory missiles that like were absolutely not meant to be used on this mech. Just all fire out as just a rain of artillery of various kinds just comes out, and every single one of these fuckers is gonna have to make an agility save. Start with the squires. That is.
I also find it funny because.
Ooh,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I find it funny, especially like using possibly Harrison like missiles, because my mech is supposed to have a missile mount, but I got rid of it.
Yep, that is very funny. You straight up.
I stole it from you. Straight up. You don't know where it went. It's mine now.
You probably lost it in a skirmish previously, and you look over and you see your missile panel, like your missile mount, open up and fire out, and you're like, wait a second.
Like there's just a part in like the little like comm system that they have for between NHPs and pilots where like picking up on a stop pattern, I want to say Mugen just starts actually doing the actual odds of them finding it.
I'm not sure if you know this, but the odds of finding this were infinitesimally small. The fact that you know this individual shows that there is in fact a divinity that is controlling our lives. Praise Ra.
I'll go. Okay, I imagine they start doing a Buddhist hand sign because I actually know one thing about the religions in Lancer. That's, well, praise Christ the Buddha.
I was gonna say Christ the Buddha. All right. We're gonna keep it going. Harrison Gorilla 2 is gonna roll. That's a success somehow on them. The other one is now going to go and see how this one does. That's a fail. So normally in Lancer, the DC is 10, but with saves, you actually go off of the save DC of the mech who's using it. So if you look at your mech stats, there's a save right below the structure. There's a save thing, And that is actually what I'm using to go against. So the 10 fails. Lastly, it's the captain. Captain also fails. So roll me 1d6 plus 4. And I'll give you the choice. You can roll it once for all of them, or you can roll it individually for each of them. Which would you prefer?
We'll just go with this.
Okay.
It's a nice even number, so you can have it for who's necessary.
Have it for who's necessary. The squires blowed. Whoa, exactly enough. The Harrison gorilla in front of Odin explodes, and the other two take as that was the one that failed. The other two, so the squires have it, but they still blowed. The Harrison in front of Odin fails and blows up. The two in front of you both get hit, but neither of them blowed. So this one takes halved, so that one only takes that much. And then this one takes, and it's another 6 damage, so 5. There we go. That wasn't an action. You still have your turn.
No, I do. Yeah.
Zan said something that is very helpful for understanding this game. This game is not about avoiding or mitigating damage as much as it is about trading damage cleverly.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. I think what the move is, because they're looking pretty rough, is I think the move is for me to whack these two with in a quick action with my missiles.
Yeah. Using your Sharanga, because you are engaged, you will have a difficulty on them. That's all.
That's okay.
Oh, I assume you're also gonna...
Well,
are you also gonna ammo case?
yeah, I am.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, I am. It's okay. Cause I gotta double check a thing. Cause with ammo case, is there a way for me to look up what the list is?
Pilot talents. If you go on the pilot talent section under your mech, it should have all of them. Thumper, Shock, Mag, Hellfire, Jagger, Sabbat. Sorry, Jagger. Jaeger. Mick Jagger.
I'm gonna be real. I'm thinking I want to actually use a Hellfire for this.
You got it.
Because extra damage.
And I will say, it deals any bonus damage. So if you have something that deals bonus damage, it would apply it as burn. But unless you have something that deals bonus damage, it would not.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Never mind. I'm honestly
go ahead.
Probably going to do knockback then.
Are you using the Jaeger or are you using the Thumper?
So... yeah, I'm gonna use the Jaeger.
Jaeger, all right, 2 uses, and you get it's the knockback too. Missed the gorilla, but you hit the captain.
Which was kind of the goal.
Well, here's what happens with the captain. So roll damage on the captain regardless. All right, that is going to apply. And they get knocked back too. So they're going to knock back this way. So the way that I apply knockback with falling is they would only fall 2, which would not do damage to, like, that's not falling damage. However, if knockback knocks them off and sends them further than just knocking off, I apply that to the distance falling. So you actually, because you use the Jaeger, you get an extra knockback. And that applies for falling, so it takes 3 AP damage from falling as you knock it off into the... And now it isn't on the lava flow specifically, but it is in a section where it is going to take heat. That is quick action. Anything else?
I'm gonna move. I am sorry, Vaughn. I'm gonna move out of the bubble.
You're fine. The bubble's gonna pop once it came to my turn.
As you begin movement next to the gorilla, it is going to pull out its combat knife and try to stab at you.
Sure.
So 17.
Am I able to react?
Yeah, you technically would be able to react. I'll roll damage before so you can see whether or not you want to brace it. It's 5 damage coming at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna brace that.
You're gonna brace that? Okay. Oh, actually, no. Take that back. Take that back. Don't. I'm not gonna apply it. Don't brace. I forgot. You actually braced last turn, so you would have only been able to do a quick action, no movement.
Oh, you can't move. Got it. My bad. My bad.
It's all good. It's all good. I forgot about that as well. But
it was, in my case, it wasn't that I forgot. I just misunderstood that like that affects movement as well. So
correct,
that's good to know.
Hey, we're also learning. I'm getting back into the swing of it, but yes, that is how that applies.
Okay, then yeah, no damage done, damage tracked.
Yep. Action, quick action. You use your ulti, no movement. Moving to their turn, you still knock the captain off. The captain is going to start their turn, and they are going to take. So this is once again, Saris, roll me a d6 because if they're not in the lava flow, so this isn't burn, but this is heat instead.
5.
Okay. That's loading up their heat. It is nearly full just off of that. So what happens with enemies with heat is systems that they have can build up their own heat. Beyond that, your systems can build up their heat. If you reach their heat maximum, any heat you apply after that point deals AP damage to them. As it starts to literally melt down their mech. So, Captain starts their turn. They are then going to... Honestly, they're going to just target the Gungnir. And they are going to fire up at you with it. With their shotgun. They are on low ground, so they do have an extra difficulty on this.
Okay.
Actually, this soft cover from that. 1 knock on. Are you applying any extra difficulty?
Yes, just the one for my frame trait, Warp Shield.
Alrighty. It's, that is how difficulty works. I rolled a natural 20. But because it had difficulty, it's not a crit.
I will take what I can get.
It's a good thing because this and all the other, like, they deal extra damage when they crit, so probably still a good thing. It's going to be 5 damage to you. As it raises up...
Just understand the structure.
It raises up the shotguns and just... like, shredding through the base of the platform you're on. That is the captain's turn. They are then going to move, and they're going to spend half... their whole turn just getting up to here. Or their whole movement just getting up to there. Turn. Gungnir. Odin.
Alright, well then I'm going to... Hopefully this button does what it was supposed to. Boo. Full-on Tachyon Shield. So now, once around as a reaction, I can empower my shield to do... I'll wait until I actually get attacked, but... So that's my free action. Also, in the habit protocol. Then I will stabilize And let me look at what my heat is currently. You know what? I will instead use a repair point to repair. How does that work?
So it is so it is stabilizing, but instead of clearing heat, you choose to repair instead, and it will auto refill your HP and spend one of your repairs.
Okay. I didn't realize there was a button for that, so now I can put that in. Cool.
Yep.
I was just managing that manually. All right, cool. There's
Spend
that.
one repair to regain
Reloaded.
HP. Mecha selected full reload. Weapons reloaded.
And then overcharge. Ooh, I'm getting hot, but that's fine. Do for one more. Listen, I wouldn't be a Harrison mech if I wasn't doing this.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a very Harrison move.
But yep, now I am putting
Range weapon for hat damage, heat or burn. Okay, and you're targeting the. Yep, you got it.
and that'll be it for my turn.
The end of your turn, the gorilla unit is gonna go after you, Saris. They are going to. Once again, they're kind of like with the other one engaging with Vaughn. They're gonna stow their machine gun, and their arm blade is going to flip out, and they're going to grab the dagger, and they're going to barrage and attack you with the combat knife and the arm blade. So start with the combat knife, and then attack the arm blade. All right, first attack coming at you, Scrapper. Both hit. That's going to be 5 damage. And then 2 damage. Take 4, and then 1. I believe, Saris, you got structured, unless you would like to brace.
I'm so sorry. I stepped away for like 2 seconds.
You are a fan of bracing, so it is totally fine if you want to brace these.
I would like to do that, yeah.
Yeah, so you can press the cancel on the roll structure, because I'm sure it popped up and is telling you to do that. Just press cancel on that and refill your HP by. So you would have you gain resistance to all attacks this turn.
So that
not
would
this
be
round, just this turn.
3.
So you take 5 down to 1, so 2 from the first one. And then 1 from the second one. So 3 total, yep.
And that's what I regain, correct?
And that is, technically, yeah, that's what you would have taken. So you regain 4, because you, sorry,
Okay.
My brain is shutting down.
You're good.
Okay, resistance to 1. Okay, yeah, you regain 3. You regain 3, my bad. But you are still up. And that is that thing's full turn to do so. It is not going to move because it's engaged with you. And yeah, that is its turn. We're going to get back up to the top of the round. I assume because you want to wait for the captain to move,
Yeah.
Odin, that Saris, you go ahead.
Yeah. I am going to, because I can't move, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I can do, I'm gonna once again use a charge of my ammo case.
Mhm.
Again, doing a Jaeger. And I am going to also.
Are you gonna javelin
Now, here's a
Jaeger this
question.
time?
Huh?
I was gonna say, are you gonna javelin Jaeger this time?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna use the javelins. I'm gonna put one here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna put one here. In here.
And then one here. You got it.
And then I've targeted the 2. You can see where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna say, because of you get to choose where the enemies get knocked back, it will knock back 2. It won't be able to actually knock back through both of these. But if you knock back 2, you can put the second one right here, and have the captain fly through both of them.
Ooh, okay, yeah. Let's go with that then. Sorry, I misunderstood the mechanic.
Totally fine. This is why we do it.
All right.
All right, gorilla and captain. Well, unfortunate miss on the captain, but the gorilla
That's
still
okay.
gets hit for 2 damage. They are going to fly off, and it is the same thing that happened last time, as they're going to fly off. They kind of hit the side of the other one before bouncing downward. You're going to take 3 AP damage from falling.
In addition to the Jaeger going off.
In addition to the Jaeger going off, and then they take an additional 3 damage from the javelin missiles. So they are sparking. They're looking very injured at this point. Now, you did brace. You can overcharge when you brace.
Ah, I did not know that.
Yep. Yep.
I think
If you can't rules as written, I allow it.
I do think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I do think I'm just gonna attack again, this time trying to essentially get the captain to land in the goddamn...
Mm-hmm. You firing with the Sharanga again?
Mm-hmm.
That's a hit on both. I love that the
one.
gorilla just gets like knocked around while on the ground.
Yeah.
And so they take an additional 3 or an additional 2 because of armor. And then this one gets knocked 3. And so the captain is going to take that damage. Captain also takes an additional 3 points of AP damage. Well, actually, the AP damage goes after. So it would be captain does an additional, they were at 5, I think. Yeah. So it goes like this. They go bop, they go bop, take that again, bop, take that again. As they fly, like they get knocked back from your shot, they go soaring through the air. The missiles that are like arcing over rocket down, slamming them like extra momentum into the ground. And then that AP damage is enough to structure them. Now I get to see what they do. Glancing blow. As they hit the ground, there's a big explosion, and then you see the captain stand up, and a faint emergency tachyon shield is like disappearing off their mech, as they're not cool like you guys, but they're kind of cool. They had 1 extra structure. However, so they are still up, but they are injured, and they are down 1 of their HP bars.
Now, I do have one question.
Yeah.
Does covering fire go for involuntary movement?
Let me double check. Moves more than 1 space. Yes, it does.
Oh, let me make sure I retarget him first. That's a 9.
That's a 9. That hits.
So that's 15.
They are resistant. But nonetheless, that's still a fuck ton of damage. As they're like falling to the ground, they're like standing back up, and the cyclone rifle like kind of leans over the edge and blows out one of the shoulders. The captain is now sparking officially.
I have a question.
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
Nope, sorry. I was just gonna ask, do the 2 of them, now that they're on the ground, take heat?
At the start of their turn, they will. Yep.
Amazing.
Which, now it is currently the start of the captain's turn. Saris, because you knocked it off, roll me a d6.
Yeah! Have a 2.
Have a 2. its heat is maxed out. If it takes any more heat, it takes damage. You have reached its heat max. It is going to spend 1 movement to get up, 1 movement to boost, and then a quick action to lock on to the young Frankenstein, because it's fucking over you knocking it around.
I'm doing what I do best.
I normally would add some flavor for like the NPCs like calling in your comms, and there would be some like rattle back and forth. But we're just doing a combat test, so you just kind of like you just hear Harrison cursing in your comms.
I was gonna say, you know what I have this mental image of? It's very shitposty. The mech itself lifts up a middle finger.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, mech just shoots you a fucking like fuck you. It does the like I got it. It does the like arm fuck you thing where like it puts the one arm up and the other arm bends, but as it does that arm gets shot off by the Cyclone Pulse rifle.
Amazing.
That is its whole turn. Vaughn.
Alrighty, well. Dude, thinking about what I have. So I've already got my shield up, so I don't gotta worry about that. Well, then I definitely probably want to do same as the first for the last turn, which will be stabilize. This time I will cool. And then pretty much undo that entire cooling phase, but overcharge again. And hey buddy. And before the turn ends, boop.
Yep, you got it. At the end of that turn, the gorilla is going to spend 1 boost to get up to send 1 movement to get up to here, is going to boost to here, and is then going to target the as there's the shield now still that's up. It's not going to target you in the middle of all that. It's still going to have a difficulty, but it's going to target the young Frankenstein with its heavy assault rifle. And I'm going to get rid of its accuracy because of the difficulty. That's a miss. It does still do a little bit of damage because reliable. So you take 1 point of damage as it just lets out a assault rifle fire. You manage to bring up like parts of your mech that you know are more defensive, like protective and everything. And so it's just like pinging off of you, Frankenstein or Scrapper, but it is... that is its turn. That is its full movement, action, etc. Coming back to top of the round with Scrapper. You're up.
I sure am. And I've got 1 quick action.
Actually, you didn't brace since your last turn.
Oh shit!
You have a full turn.
I do have a full turn, and you know what? I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna stabilize, and I would like my HP back.
I just want you to know, I feel you. As someone who, the game very much teaches you it's okay to be structured. It's okay to be structured. It's okay to be structured. It's like a mechanic in the game. But as someone who, like you, I maintain my have never been structured status. I will do so as long as I can.
Mm-hmm.
There was a combat I was in where Zan was actively trying to structure me and couldn't do it, and I was very proud of that.
Yeah, so that's my full action.
That is your full action. You can overcharge and do something if you'd like, but you don't have to.
This is so like if we were doing a full roleplay, you'd just hear over the comms, na 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 na.
Amazing.
Like the little like the egg thieves from Spyro.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So no, I'm not gonna overcharge. I'm simply going to increase my HP, and I'm gonna stand there and look pretty, and call my turn.
Alrighty. The gorilla is actually going to go and is going to target you and is going to keep the firing going. Ooh, actually, no, I'll be nice to you, Vaughn. The captain will go so that you can get your cyclone shot off. Because they don't really know what your moves are. They like that's not that would be like a me thing. They don't know what like your bracing is, what you're covering fire. They don't know what that does really.
Oh.
And he would have to move up to fire his shotgun, so he rushes up towards young Frankenstein. Shotgun's like raised, about to fire, and the Cyclone Pulse Rifle shoots out. Roll damage.
19.
19. Let's see. I'm just curious what the resist damage would have done. Oh, it doesn't have the target on there anymore. Got it. So resist damage would have done. I'm just making sure I do the math. No, yeah, it fucking dies. It dies. It had 9 HP left. It is exact HP. How do you finish off the Harrison captain?
Just having like I said, he braces this big ass can. I always pictures like the Halo fuel rod gun against the ground. Just again chambers another shot like he's almost doing a ye olde crossbow. Puts it up on his shoulder and just goes, "Parry this, you fucking casual."
And they get blown off of the platform, completely destroyed. That would have been his turn. But we're now going to we're going to go back to your turn. It is actually your turn, Vaughn.
You hear over the comm, I regret to inform you, there's a cat in my suit, and it is sitting on top of the controls.
Amazing.
I, at current, have limited access of one of my arms.
Don't worry about it.
If you would like.
Well, it's not top of the round, so Vaughn has not gone yet this round, so we'll have him go.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Usual song and dance. There's that, but this time I'll just do a regular full action for that and not overcharge, since it's just one guy left.
Who let this cat in here? Oh, you're hot and sweaty. Are you feeling okay?
Gungnir stabilized.
You're hot and sweaty. Are you
And
feeling okay?
is that turn, Vaughn?
Yep.
All right. And we're now to top of the round. So now you guys can decide. We'll just have you go again, Vaughn, for the sake of Cat.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're totally good.
Do that. Let me make sure there's anything else I can do on a turn action. Nah, I'll just take my shot. Do. That's a 19.
Alrighty. Hell yeah.
And 13 halved down to 6.
I believe that is enough to blow them off of the platform. As, for the sake of wrapping things up, the two of you are kind of paused for a moment. The things that were currently engaged with you now gone and defeated. Scrapper, you get a good chance at this moment to kind of scan a bunch of equipment, load some stuff into the cargo bay at on the back of your mech, and get as much as you can. But it's as you guys are kind of doing this that a bunch of alerts very suddenly appear on all of your radar. And are very quick to learn that the KTB has pretty much won the battle for the rest of the, specifically the House of Glass has won the battle for the rest of the island, and a bunch of KTB units begin to land on the battlefield. A lot of them are suited for more long range, a lot of them are suited for mobility, and a message comes over over both of your comms from Birdseye.
Shit. All right, Ungratefuls, I need to get you out of there and on the ship as quickly as possible. I'm not even sure that we're going to make it out in time, but we're diving right now, so get on the vessel if you can.
As the, barge behind you is kind of and is beginning to descend underwater. What do the two of you do?
Well, I think the obvious answer is to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. As you guys are moving, both of you big, heavy mechs, you very quickly realize that some of the mechs landing extremely fast and begin to trail on you. For the sake of, again, this is just for the sake of narrative movement. Y'all are moving.
Mm-hmm.
And it is at this point, as you're nearly at the exit, you realize that you will not be able to make it to the ship before you are engaged. One last question, one last ask. What do the two of you do?
I, above table,
Mm-hmm.
am limited on time. So
No, I know. So this is, I'm
my
not actually
question
doing a
is,
combat right
above
here.
Table. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is not, I'm actually intending this to be another, whole combat thing. The idea here, what the narrative here is kind of suiting for the sake of the one-shots moving forward, is one of you, specifically Scrapper, I think makes the most sense in this case, is able to get aboard the barge only because Odin and the Gungnir holds down the exit site as these units move in and begin engaging you. So I will give you that last sort of... Vaughn, if you would like to actually give yourself the noble decision to do so, if you in character would like to be like, hey, I'll do this, I would like to give you the floor for that last set of comms.
I'm trying to think of how I would do this. If anything, I want to say it'd probably work more if it was less noble and he got caught because he's in a big, slower mech.
Yeah.
But he doesn't begrudge them just escaping because they're in a faster mech.
Yeah, it is specifically from your jump jet system, Saris, that allows you to kind of rocket onto the barge, and you see the mech that you were fighting alongside move towards it, and the steed, this big four-legged mech that you've fought before, a dangerous one, stabs into the Odin's leg, and there's some sparking, and you get pinned there. And it's as the barge is descending, Scrapper, you just watch the water kind of overtake the mech and the vessel as you disappear from vision and lose visual contact on the Odin, or on the Gungnir. And that is where we're going to call it. I'm going to kind of cliffhanger you there.
Heck yeah.
As we will pick back up with both of these characters' stories on Friday.
Yeah.
You will not be there yet, Vaughn, for the Friday mission. Not for this one, but your story is not yet over.
Yeah, but this has been fun. I'm liking getting down the pattern for how my guy moves.
Yeah, I'm glad, Saris. It really felt like you got to use all of the things on your mech this time, which was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I kind of mentioned, like I have to get used to like what options are available before we can start getting into like the nitty gritty of like combos and effects and stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
And you were really picking up on it really well. So amazing job. Thank you both for being here. I appreciate you all so much.
Thank you
I'm
for
glad that
having
we were
us.
able to do this.
Yeah.
But we are done. Sarah, I assume you have to go, so we can do leveling up before Friday if you'd like, a different time.
Um.
Or if you think you can handle
We.
it, you can just level up your character one last time, and then we'll do the upload next time.
Yeah,
It's
I
up to
think
you.
that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the thing. And then if I remember correctly, I can just upload it.
Yep.
Um. I can just upload it directly to the RM sync.
Yep. Should exactly. I appreciate how quickly you pick up on shit. It's very very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we will get you leveled up before Friday. I'm just gonna delete a bunch of the random numbers on here. We'll get you leveled up before Friday, and that's gonna be it for us today. Go say hi to Zan. They were supposed to do Stalwart Souls, and they're not. And so they're doing some Dark Tide. So go say hi.
Yeah.
If you feel like saying something, say Fool's Gaze or something like that. I don't know. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Night.
Bye.
I have a tech issue.